And recognize another individual who we just lost. We'd like to invite Bob Archer, past MBWA chairman and current chairman of the Center for Alcohol Policy, to join us on stage. This morning, we'd like to take a moment to present a special posthumous life service award to one of my own mentors, Mike Lashbrook. Mike was diagnosed with cancer early this year and passed away last month. Mike taught me a great deal about this industry, about association management, as well as leadership. And he taught me a lot about camaraderie and friendship.
Absolutely. As many of you know, Mike was the first executive director of the Center for Alcohol Policy. For more than 5 years, he was instrumental in growing the organization financially while educating policymakers and others about the importance of effective alcohol regulation. Even when he was ready to retire, he stayed on as an advisor to the Center and to help us when we went to the Supreme Court. The Center in our industry is stronger because of his remarkable service. Mike was tireless in his work to advance the Center's mission. He worked with organizations such as the National Conference of State Liquor Administrators and the National Alcohol Beverage Control Association in order to advance alcohol policy issues and to explain the role the three-tiered system plays in the control of alcohol. Before that, Mike spent over 25 years as the leader of the Michigan Beer and Wine Wholesalers Association. During that time, he earned the reputation as one of the very best state executives for one of the best associations in the country. We will all miss Mike, his leadership, and his friendship.
You know, many of us considered Mike to be like Michael Corleone in The Godfather in the beer wholesaler industry. Every time he tried to get out, we just kept pulling him back in. So here's to Mike and his incredible legacy. We'll miss you. Accepting the award on behalf of Mike's wife, Deb, is Kim Gary of Alliance Beverage. It's worth noting that Kim is a Center for Alcohol Policy trustee and one of Mike's fishing buddies.
Thank you, Kim. Really appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yeah. Great.
Go to the podium.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go to the podium.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, thank you very much. I'm extremely honored to be able to accept this on behalf of Mike's family. Deb, his wife, his two daughters, Amy and Megan. Mike was a good friend of mine for over 30 years. First, as a colleague, I served on his board in Michigan. I was past chairman of our association. And then more recently, as you heard, I've been on the trustee of the Center for Alcohol Policy with him. Mike, he really loved the industry. He loved the industry, he loved everybody, and especially the men and women of Michigan Beer and Wine. He was also a great friend of mine. We spent many, many hours sitting in a duck blind, waiting for ducks and geese to come by. We also solved, I think, probably most of the world's problems in a fishing stream, fly fishing for fish, or up in Canada, or down in the Keys. We spent a lot of time hunting and fishing together. Those of you who have known him and worked with him knew that collaboration was his hallmark or his mantra. Luckily, in his short retirement, he was able to accomplish two of his passions. First one, as you heard, he was the first executive director of the Center for Alcohol Policy on a part-time basis and then became an advisor. The second was, I don't know if anybody knew, but about a year ago, he was appointed by our governor in the state of Michigan as a commissioner for the Department of Natural Resource because he loved the outdoors and the environment so much. Now, some people have asked me, how can we further honor Mike, or what can we do? If I may make a suggestion, consider a tax-deductible donation to the Center for Alcohol Policy in his name. He loved that organization, and he was a big part of where it's at today. So on behalf of Deb, Megan, Amy, and his grandchildren, thank you very much for this award and tribute to a great friend of mine, and more importantly, a great friend of all of us in this room. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kim.